Hi, my name is Arlen Solodkin. I'm from Mexico City and I love to help people around me. I am one of the founders of Global Healing Association, which is a non-for-profit organization that helps people who live in conditions of extreme poverty. And we also work with a lot of young children and adults with the aim of fostering some purpose and optimism in their lives by helping others. We created a program called Kids for Kids, where children become active participants in changing their environment and inspiring other children their same age in order to help other children that live in the surroundings and who experience great need and great difficulties in their lives.
She's nice. She can teach a lot of things about helping other people and how you can make a difference in the world, and she can be really inspirational.
The first program that we developed was to give emotional support to people who have been victims of natural catastrophes. People usually get a lot of help that is related to food and shelter, but very seldom they get emotional support. And we organize some brigades with psychologists and therapists and people who work with alternative healing and alternative medicine. And we went to Chiapas right after the Hurricane Stan hit, and we were able to assist over 2,000 people in a course of 3 weeks by providing them with tools that they could integrate in order to overcome the stress and the shock that they were living after experiencing such a terrible catastrophe in their lives. One of the most inspiring programs for me was 1 Kilometer of Blankets campaign, which is a campaign that had two different objectives. One was to assist or help people who lived in extreme poverty go through their winter time, because there is a lot of harshness in certain parts of Mexico, and we really wanted to help them shelter and bring more warmth into their lives. And the other part of the campaign was to educate young adults and children in several schools, precisely in Mexico City, about what are the realities that people are facing in the surroundings, in poverty belts that surround Mexico City.
With the Un Kilometro de Cobijas campaign thing, we went to different places to give the blankets to the poor people, and it was a really good experience and a learning experience also for me and many other people who went to distribute them.
If I want to see a different world, I have to be part of the change. I have 2 children who I love, and for me to see them listen to what happens around the world and for me to sit back as a witness is something that I cannot tolerate. So my deep purpose is to teach my children that we can build in our lives the world that we want to build in our lives. We cannot sit back. We have to be proactive and help make this place a wonderful place and as wonderful as it can be. I am the kind of person that I have many ideas. I feel inspired. The one that inspires me the most is the one idea that I follow. And what I've seen is that miracles can happen, and suddenly you start an idea on your own, or you're 2 people, my mother, myself, or my family, and suddenly you end up with a project where over 10,000 people participate in. So that's a miracle.
Living with Arlen is like, I would equate that to living with a near an engine. She's the motor that moves things around. So in order to participate with her, you feel like having to do something. So what you want as the end result is to help others. So I became the transmission, for example. Someone else becomes the wheels. And that's how you get a project moving. You just jump on somebody else's bandwagon. In this case, it was Arlen, or her mother, or whoever else is around you. Maybe you have ideas of your own, but when you have someone like Arlen beside you that motivates and wants to get something going, you just go with the flow.
That's what I believe. You have an idea, you put your heart on it, you follow, you let the idea develop, you follow it, and you make it happen.